I'm going to show you the strategy that gets me about 7 to 8 blueprints every 30 minutes. And it's super easy to do, has zero risk whatsoever, and even if you're not a good player or struggling with PvP, you can still make this work. This is going to focus on the area in Stella Montis in Lobby and Medical Research. These two areas are very special. Lobby in particular is really, really amazing. It has a set of container types that will allow you to get pretty much every blueprint you could need in the game, right? You can find Raider-style containers that will get you gun parts and weapon blueprints like the Il Toro, Venator, Anvil, all of that kind of stuff, Osprey, etc. You can also find residential-style loot inside of bins and suitcases, which can get you attachment blueprints, which we did end up finding. You can also get all of the Stella Montis grenade blueprints. So the Trailblazer, Seeker Grenade, Pulse Mine, Gas Mine, and Deadline can all be found in any container across Stella Montis. And we've got the infamous augment spots. There are so many in Stella Montis that so many people overlook and don't even realize they're right under their noses. So I'm going to do this live. There's going to be a countdown timer on screen, and you're going to see how exactly I get so many blueprints in such a short time. So if you've got a limited amount of time to play, you could follow this strategy too. You know, maybe your friends aren't online, or you just got a bit of spare time and you want to try and find a specific blueprint. This might just be the fastest way to do it. And you go in with absolutely nothing. And, well, just follow my strat. I'm going to show you some different routes that you can follow, shortcuts that you can take, and all of the best containers you should be focusing on, and the ones that you should be skipping over so you can save the most time, find the most blueprints, and have a good old loot goblin session. Let's get into it. So, a lot of this is going to come down to knowing the routes to take, knowing the shortcuts to get to the best containers, looting the best containers, and then basically just dipping. Because, like, if you've got limited time to play, one of the biggest issues with this game is you could run around trying to find containers, but people are probably just going to get there before you. So if you really are limited for time, this is going to be the best strategy. And yes, it's you might argue that it's kind of sweaty and metagaming, but it's actually kind of chill. Put on some music in the background, go run around, and enjoy the loot goblin experience. So we spawned here. So Seed Vault. We're going to run past these. These are medical containers. Typically, medical containers can spawn medical style blueprints like the Defib, the Vita Spray, and Vita Shop. Personally, I feel like those containers have a little bit of a weird loot pool. Usually, medical containers will have 2 to 3 items. That one only has 1 from my experience, so it's not quite right. We're going to turn up here and we're now into the good stuff. We're going to take a direct right here into this room. There's going to be what I like to call augment containers here. 2 augment containers. These can contain augment blueprints. Now, what you might notice what I'm doing there, these containers always have 3 items inside guaranteed. If there's a 4th item, you know that it is a blueprint. So you can really save time with that strategy. 2 bins there that can sometimes spawn. There is a potential suitcase spawn there. Suitcase there. They didn't spawn this time, no problem. We're going to come down here and breach. I'm going to look this way and breach so I can get a view of the back here. There's going to be 1 augment blueprint inside this room. So as soon as we breach this open, we're going to turn on here, close the door, get this augment box. So augment containers can contain augment blueprints. They can also contain gun parts blueprints. And also, all of these containers across Stella Montis can contain the typical Stella Montis blueprints, which includes the Trailblazer, Seeker Grenade, Deadline, so on and so forth. We're going to just check this. I'm not going to loot in there because the containers in there are not really that decent. And there's 3 in there, so we know there's not going to be a blueprint. 3 in there. I know it seems crazy, but it is the strat. And 3 more here. There we go. Okay, run out this way. Coming out through here. And then we're going to do the bins. The bins here. Bins are residential style containers. You do want to check every single loot container because they are a little bit randomized. There's another set of bins down here that can spawn. And behind me we'll find another suitcase. As we're looting these, I want to talk about what these are. Bins and suitcases are kind of like traditional residential style containers, and they have a really large variety of items. Typically, you're going to find attachment blueprints in there. as well as the typical Estella Montes blueprints as well. We need to dodge this fireball, and there'll usually be a stack of bins here that we can loot as well. And all of these have a chance for sort of attachment style blueprints, and then the Stella Montes style blueprints. Come down here, there'll be another bin here. Oh, there's a key there. Keys kind of spawn randomly in the same way that blueprints do. So we've looted this, we looted this, we looted this. Now we're going to come up through this way, take this zip line, and there'll be a few more containers to loot, and then we call it there. Also looking for raider bags and backpacks. I kind of got bad RNG with these spawns, but that is okay. So each time we kind of finish the loot route, we'll respawn, and I'll show you the next place to get to the next area. 4 items is interesting. We'll take one of those keys then, stick it in there in case we don't find a blueprint this run. And there'll be a couple more down here usually. And then if not, we can just run back up this way and zipline up. So yeah, you want to hit up the suitcases and trash cans for residential style loot for your chance of attachment blueprints. If you're doing a night raid, that can also include the Tempest and Wolfpack, if you're curious. We'll also hit up all the augment boxes for the augment blueprints and gun parts blueprints. And also the raider style containers. We didn't get lucky to find this time. Hopefully next run I'll be able to explain this. This could be a blueprint. There it is. So, oh, a double blueprint. Look at that. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. So now we're either going to get out. We've got a double blueprint, so that does slow our run down a little bit, but it's no problem. Go a quick way to get out here. Jump down here. Jump on here. And then... oh, okay. Yeah, we can mantle that. A little bit weird. Now, we're just waiting for the train to come in. Because we've got a double blueprint, we will leave. If it's a single blueprint, I won't bother. By the way, usually I'll drop all my blueprints on the floor to give to people. But for the sake of the video, we'll hold on to them till the very end. So this part here, extracting, wastes the most amount of time, to be honest. And setting up your gear to go into the next raid takes the most amount of time. That's why doing free loadouts is just the best. Not free loadouts, custom loadouts with nothing in your bag. You don't have to waste time thinking about what to take in. You don't have to waste time repairing stuff. You can get in, get out as quick as possible. You've got a limited time to play. This is the way to do it. So two blueprints so far. Not a bad start. And I'm sure it's only going to get better from here. So we're going to just spam, continue. And then we're just going to quickly go into our storage and go bam, 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 bam. Oh no, we've run out of room. I'm just going to sell some things. There we go. Have to sell some more things. Didn't think about that. And then we just go again. And luckily sell stuff whilst we're matchmaking, so we're going to do that. Just sell some stuff down here. Just for the sake of the video. I have to do it. I know that stuff's important, but it is what it is. Okay, so we're now going into the next match. As we get into this next match, I'll show you a different route, a different shortcut, depending on where we spawn. We're hyper-focusing on medical assembly and lobby. Lobby has the residential loot, the augment loot. Medical research has the medical loot and the augment loot as well. So you've got medical blueprints in medical assembly and augment blueprints. Lobby, okay, we've got a medical spawn. Here we go. 23 minutes on the clock, but we'll check it out. Here's our first raider-style container, which can contain blueprints, weapon blueprints, Osprey, Toronte, El Toro, that kind of thing. So we're going to just do a quick run through here. Things might have been missed. So looking unlikely, though. It looks like people have done this quite well. Is that raider bag looted? Yes. Okay, there's one more raider bag. We'll quickly check, and then we're just going to insta-quit. No point wasting time on this one. Okay. No point wasting time. Just want to get in and out, because at the end of the day, you've got limited time to play. You want to find some blueprints before your friends get on, you know, or you've got a tiny bit of time to play and you want to try and grab your favorite weapon blueprint, your favorite augment blueprint. You don't really have much time to commit to it. This is the best way to do it. Until they sort of add some kind of balancing to loot later on in the game, this is just the most efficient way to do it. Stella Montes is the best map. I'd highly recommend day raids, to be honest. I think night raids, you can get good blueprints there as well, but there's a lot more arc to deal with. Unless you're specifically targeting the Tempest and Wolfpack blueprint, day raids work wonders. Hopefully we'll get a better start this time and we can go again. So yeah, medical assembly and... Sorry, I keep calling it assembly. Medical research and lobby. A business center as well if we come through. Okay, we've got to spawn here. 90 minutes through. I've got some potential carnage. To be honest, there's probably some bin spawns that we can still grab here and some suitcase spawns, so we're definitely going to do that. Come through here. Suitcases have been looted. Thanks. Bins haven't. There. Don't shoot. Weapon case hasn't been opened. This is a bug, I think. Oh no, okay. We'll take that for now. Bin, yeah, hasn't been looted. That's crazy, man. Some people just forget, I guess. There's a bunch of raider containers that can be looted. That one's already been checked. Grenade box can also spawn up there, by the way. So many raider-style containers where you can get all of the early game weapon blueprints and gun parts as well. And so many residential containers people just miss out on, right? So it really is. If we get a good spawn here, we may as well check it. Medical assembly, I would rather just force quit because people are a little bit, like, well, obsessive about looting every single container in medical assembly. This place, there's always a bunch of suitcases lying around that people overlook because they just consider them to be pretty bad. We've got another one here. Just checking this is actually in the lobby area. Interesting. I've noticed that if a container spawns very basic materials like fabric, plastic, it's probably because it hasn't had its loot pool properly set up. And it just defaults to that. Oh, these ones have been looted. Like someone likes bins and trash cans here, but not suitcases. Yeah, someone's left all the suitcases. That's funny. Oh, I'll try and make the most of this one then. There's still a bunch of suitcases to grab all around. Usually one there. That one has been looted. Okay. Problem. 19 minutes. Alright. There's a bin that's been looted. Bin there's been looted. Just check the ground floor. Alright, there's usually a couple bins down here looted as well. That one hasn't been looted. Gonna get that one quickly. Alright. Angled grip blueprint. Oh, thank you, man. I got those, but thank you. Very kind. Right, I think we're done here, to be honest. No point trying to run around, find more containers. I'm sure most of them are looted. Gonna just go in again and try our luck once more. So, you know, I haven't been able to show you too many shortcuts yet because we haven't spawned in the right place, but you'll be able to see them in action as we go back in here. So far, we haven't found this. I'm going to sell that so we don't confuse ourselves later. And we'll just go back in. All right, going into the next raid. Let's see where we spawn here. Let's have a little look where we're going to spawn. And we'll go from there. Come on, let's see. And we're in a lobby spawn. Okay, brilliant. So we're going to check this bin here as we run towards the augment room. I tend to prioritize that as quickly as possible. It can sometimes be grenade cases and raider bags there. Where we could find a weapon blueprint, you know. Potentially. Or a gun parts blueprint as well. Jump over here now. Remember the triple container strat. There we go. We know that's not got a blueprint in it. A lot of people are probably thinking, no, that's so irritating. I'm going to save time here. At least so we can get all of these augment boxes, right? Let's see. Another grenade case. Could be a blueprint in there. Sorry, weapon case that one is. Can still be a blueprint. I'm not going to bother with the security breach. I think there's a small chance to get blueprints in there still. But usually it's been pretty unlucky. You know. I'll let that roll for those that want to see it. Come over here. Loot this. Okay, now we want to go up and then out here. There'll be a bin in this corner. Oh, no, that's upstairs. There's one augment box here, though. Okay, there we go. Obviously, we're only basically speedrunning blueprints right now, right? We're trying to beat all of the other players who are doing the same. So there's no time to waste. We're hyper-focused on the specific loot containers here. If that one hasn't been looted. So we're going to just follow here. One more augment box in here. And like that. Bump, 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 bump. Okay. And then we can check the bin here. And we're just focusing on going for the bins. Have a grenade case. This weapon ammo case, sorry. There are just so many raider containers here. There's a small chance you'll get a blueprint in there, to be honest. I don't feel like it's a great chance, but it's possible. So I'm just come through. I'm just going to quickly make my way down here. Couple suitcases there. Luckily, we got the El Toro. Do all this little roly-poly. Okay. No luck so far. Shotgun ammo. Could have taken that. Another raider bag up there. Grab that real quick. There we go. First blueprint. Having on parts. Now we're just going to quit. Yep. If we get one blueprint in a container, we just immediately quit. Right? There's no point rushing it. I mean, there's no point because we don't have the space. We don't have the space. And trying to escape is just not worth it. We lost out on an El Toro, but it's okay. We can find another one. Right? We can find another one. So yeah, the Raider style containers, let me just reiterate. This is going to be the Raider backpacks, the weapon cases, the ammo boxes, the grenade cases, and the med bags. I think that's all of them. Did I miss any? I'm not sure. And the uncovered caches as well, the ticking caches. They all can have all of the gun parts blueprints. However, I think light, medium, and heavy. If you want the complex gun parts, you actually need to loot, believe it or not, the same augment containers that we have been looting. Right, there we go. A lobby spawn. We're going to come out through this way. There'll be a suitcase right here. Not looted. Okay, one here. Once again, we're going to kind of just speed run towards the augment room first. Highest priority. We can kind of jump down there. There'll be a suitcase there. So you can see the pathing I'm taking here a little bit, just to make sure that we're getting the same, as many containers as we can as we come through here. Okay. This way, grenade. Oh, I always call that a grenade box, even though it's an ammo box. Alright. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. Right, this way. Same route. We're basically doing the same route here. Oh, well, yeah, there we go. So, you'll start to see patterns, right? Basically, blueprints will spawn. I mean, how do I explain it? Certain containers have a certain range of items. Usually, it's between 2 and 4. And when you see 4 or 5 items in a container, you know immediately, oh, that's probably a blueprint, right? Once you learn these things, you can save time. If you're trying to speedrun it, if you're doing a normal run, I would suggest looting everything, right? Because there's a lot of good, valuable stuff in these containers. But this strategy is really good for just getting there before anyone else. You want to touch as many containers as you can before anybody else can. And you will start to pick up the patterns, especially for the augment containers. Yeah, like when you see 4 loot items in a container, you know that's a blueprint. It could either be a blueprint or a weapon, or like a special rare item like a key as well. All right, this is a late spawn. You can always tell it's a late spawn because the door's open. I'm just gonna run through here and check the bin spawns quickly. Then there's a bin there. Okay. This way down here. All of those have been looted. Looks like we've got a suitcase madman on the case. Oh, looks like it's been looted almost everything here. You can just get a kind of a feel for the lobby. Like if every single container's been opened, there's probably not much time hanging about. Oh my god, okay, they missed those. That's crazy. Alright, there's somebody in here that doesn't know about augment boxes, I guess. Interesting. Don't know why I'm looking at that. There's only 3 items in there. Alright, let's go this way. Come down here. Bins, have they been looted? No, they haven't. Okay, so we have a pretty interesting lobby here. I always feel like it's worth just dipping your toes in the water when you join a mid-game lobby, because you never know what you might come across. Sometimes you'll just find so many unlooted containers like this. Ooh, what's that? Assembly admin. The most common key and the worst key in the game. Honestly. If you can get the checkpoint key... this is a Raider backpack. Not worth getting excited for a Raider backpack, unfortunately. Raider backpacks, yeah. They always have a bunch of items, so remember that. What the... Okay, 2 more containers here. Gotta be real quick with it. Flame ball is the worst, man. Can't really one-shot it and it just toasts you all the time. Can't go downstairs because we've got shredders. One of the major issues with running this strat. You gotta really learn the attack patterns and be ready to dodge them. Been there, not looted. Gonna have a shredder on us in a minute. If we die, it's okay. It's okay. We've got nothing. A bunch of bins here. A bunch of bins. Come on. Got a suitcase as well. Nope. Alright. Gonna come to here. Everyone just missed all the bins. Kind of fun. The bins down here. They haven't been looted. Alright. Cool. Yeah. Okay, brilliant. Sorry, Key. You're rubbish. Oh, I always click customer support, man. Yeah, so when you see 4 items in a bin, good chance it could be a blueprint. If it's 3, probably not. Right, let's get back in there. So we've been playing for like 20 minutes so far. And, you know, what? We've had like 5 blueprints. That's not bad. That's not bad. We are finding every few minutes a blueprint. And we're even joining raids late and still finding blueprints, right? We don't have to always wait. We don't have to always start at the beginning of a raid, as long as we focus on the right containers. So you saw there how the bin had an attachment blueprint, right? We figured this out. I figured it out to a T. I've spent so long figuring this out. But yeah, every container has a certain blueprint loophole. Every map and map condition also has a loophole. And when you open a container, both of those blueprint loopholes are combined. So we could get a deadline blueprint in any random container. Okay, got a medical research. Okay, that's interesting. So we're coming down here in the left. I want to be quick here. We want to look for any potential containers, but a lot of them don't spawn in medical research. So you really want to be quick with picking out what's there and what isn't, because otherwise you get shot at. Okay, that's fine. We're just going to go down this way, trying to lose this guy. And get as many containers as we can. What I'm going to try and do is make my way to the augment room, which is the most important room here. If we can loot that, that would be great. On sleep. Yeah, 3 augment boxes. Remember, if it's got 3, we know it's not a blueprint. We can just skip to the next one. There we go. Check for 3 blueprints, even though that guy is trying to kill me. Pretty good going, right? Oh, okay. Help me, someone shot. Alright, don't even bleed out. We can just click surrender. Doesn't matter. No problem. We've got nothing on us. That's unfortunate. But, hey, you know what? If I post a perfect video where I find a blueprint every run and no one ever shoots me, that's not very realistic, is it? We got to include these moments to show you that you can also do this yourself. You don't need to have a perfect run. You can have mistakes. You can get killed by players or Ark and still come out with a decent set of blueprints. So we've already found the Trailblazer, Stable Top 2, Late Mag 2, and Vertical Grip 3, and Heavy Gun Parts. So very sort of typical results, right? Trailblazer can spawn anywhere in Stella Montis, any container. These are from the suitcases and trash cans, and the Heavy Gun Parts was from the Raider style container. We got it from a Raider backpack. If it was a night raid, we might have been able to get higher level attachments. So we're talking like Stable Stock 3. That thing. All of the different higher level attachments usually drop in night raids. More often than day raids, I've noticed. Right, this spawn. We're going to turn our back here. 18 minutes. We're going to just immediately quit. If it's 20-something minutes, it's fine. But 18 minutes, eesh, not worth it, my friends. Not worth it. We're just going to get out of there and go again. I hope that we could get some different spawns here, because I'd really like to show you some of these shortcuts, you know? There's certainly a lot of them that are going to save you a lot of time and allow you to get to the important containers before anybody else. It's kind of like a race. Imagine it's Black Friday and everyone's running into the store to grab the craziest deals. You know, you've seen those videos online of people fighting over TVs on Black Friday Walmart sales, you know? Doesn't happen anymore because the sales are rubbish these days. But it's like that with loot. You gotta run there before anyone else can, right? It's every man for himself. It might be a PvE lobby that we're in right now, but that doesn't mean we can't compete for loot. You know, it's a race. It's literally a race to the first container. So learning all of the... okay, we've got 2 medical containers here, so they are worth looting. Also, all of these containers down here are residential-style containers, so I would suggest giving them a proper run-through when you are on a night raid. You can get the Tempest blueprint in there, the Wolfpack. On a day raid, I wouldn't really bother too much, honestly, because they just aren't... Oh, wrong way. We're going the wrong way. That's not good. They're not going to be as worth it. All right, what I would usually do here is come up through this way, and we're going to be able to take this zipline up, and then there'll be a couple of bins. We're going to be racing now, somebody here. Okay, is he going for that bin? He's not. I'm going to try and race this player. Barge ahead of him. It is what it is. Fireball's going that way. We might have been the first one here. Let's see. Oh, yes, we are. Right, so we're going to just tap these as quick as possible, right? There's a guy right behind me. So we're going to go tap. 3. Tap. 2. Okay. How weird. That one didn't even spawn properly. What's in there? Anything good? No. Okay. Tap. 3. Tap. 3. Okay. Well, the loot this game's kind of wacky, dude. What's going on? Okay, and then we're going to check here. Computers can spawn blueprints, but, you know, we're trying to look for very specific things, trying to be quick. All right, here we go. Come up here. And it's the same route now, to be honest. Same route. One more augment box there. I'll show you it. I'll show you it. I feel like a lot of people won't believe me about the 3 items in there, but it is. 3 items in there by default. 4 if you've got a special item, which could be a key. Could be a blueprint. Thank you very much. One more trash can there, and then 1 more augment box, remember. And here. Now, I'm wondering... Oh, somebody's dying. That's interesting. We could potentially break through here, and I'm wondering if we can race our way to the other augment box quickly. Maybe. The other augment containers might have a chance. Probably unlikely, but we'll see what we can do. It would be cool if we could get an augment for this video. Let's see, let's see. Coming down here. Alright, we'll just quickly come back and get those after. Just, it's worth prioritizing these, honestly, man. Looks like somebody's probably already opened them. Yes, they have. Okay. Grenade box. Has it been opened? No. Okay. Alright. Ah, there we go. Like gun punch blueprint. Take that. Bam. Go, 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 go. So a lot of people will say that they struggle to find the gun punch blueprints, but we found 2 of them in about 20 minutes because they do spawn a lot in these Raider-style containers. And Stella Montis, they're just everywhere. These container types are everywhere. It really is quite special. So we're going to go like that. Bum, 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 bum. And we are almost running out of time, but not bad going. I'll be honest, we didn't have the craziest of luck in this run. In fact, we missed out on a lot of potential opportunities for getting augment blueprints, medical blueprints. We didn't really get any good medical research spawns, but it's all random. It's all RNG. You're looking at about a 5 to 6% drop rate on Stella Montis for blueprints. That's my current theory. It seems to be a little bit higher than the other maps. The global average seems to be around maybe 3%. Stella is just absolutely nuts. And it might be helpful that we're looting these specific containers. Terrible spawn. We're just going to go like that. 18 minutes. And we're right at the back of assembly workshops. There's just no chance we're going to be able to find a blueprint there. So we're going to just skip through that. Get back into the action. Now, you might be wondering at this point, why am I not looting all containers? Merchant, you always told us that every container can have blueprints. Why aren't you looting all containers? Well, yes, every container can have blueprints, but we are hyper-focusing the specific blueprints that I feel like most players are probably looking for. Weapon blueprints, early game. All common and rare weapons spawn in the Raider containers. Gun parts blueprints, they also spawn in the Raider containers. Augment blueprints, they spawn in the augment boxes we've been looting. Medical blueprints like the defib, fighter spray, fighter shot, they all spawn in the medical containers. And all of the Deadline, Trailblazer, Secret Grenade. They just spawn all over in Stellar. So we're double dipping there. And we got another rough spawn. Okay, we are running out of time. Can we get one more raid with 1 minute to go? We shall see. We shall see what we can do here. Just spam click. You know, think about this, right? We've been able to get into so many raids just because we're just jumping in without even second guessing what's going to go into our storage. What guns are we going to take in? We don't have to think about it. We save a lot of time doing that. We can actually get into raids pretty quickly. We're up against the clock here now, though, so this is certainly going to be quite interesting. 6 blueprints isn't bad. What's that? That's like 1 blueprint every 5 minutes. Not terrible. Not terrible. We've got 30 seconds to get in and loot something here. This is quite funny. You know, let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. Loading in. Here we go. That time went real fast, didn't it, chat? We got a lobby spawn. Oh, no. Alright, well, this is really great for us, but really far away. The clock is running up. We've got 13 seconds left. We're not even going to be able to loot a single container. Alright, then. Let's go. I decided to run this one out just to see what would happen. I thought doing a 30-minute challenge would be cool. So, you know, I guess it's a 32-minute challenge because we did find a pretty cool blueprint at the end. Now, whilst I'm going through this, because I didn't talk at this part, and I don't want to cut anything out here, I did this run a few times just to see what the results would be before I made a video. So some of the blueprints you can see on screen are what I found through other runs today. You'll see that I'm finding a lot of blueprints. It's basically every 10 runs, you're going to get like 7 or 8 blueprints, you know. You're going to be hitting roughly the same amount of containers, and you're going to be going through and getting quite a lot of different blueprints. Augment blueprints dropped here quite a lot, of course. I think that's going to be the highlight for a lot of people. But you can also get the gun parts. And if you're looking for the Anvil, Osprey, El Toro, Toronte, all those weapon, the rare and uncommon weapon blueprints, you find those in the Raider style bags as well. There we go, here we go, here we go. Ah, there's a key. So, 4 items, you can see. It's going to be a lucky item, you know, whether it's a blueprint, a key, or something else. I just want to show that, you know. There we go, there we go. Oh, look at that. 1 minute overtime. 1 minute overtime. But there's the 4 items. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. That's crazy. I can't believe that. We'll do one more run, okay? Alright, so there's a case in point about that if you're not sure about it. There we go. Not bad. Really cool. So 7 blueprints in 32 minutes. That's about 1 blueprint every 4.5 minutes. Now, I didn't just make this video without planning it. If you want to see some interesting stuff, don't pay attention to the duck stuff. I was doing an interesting test. All of this was on Stellar Montes. So I did the same thing. I did 10 runs, and I found Aphelion, Blueprint, Gas Mine, Defib, Gas Mine, Aphelion, Angle Grip 2, Flanking, and Aphelion. The Flanking Blueprint there, the Augment. I did it again, another 8 runs. I found Gas Mine, Vertical Grip 3, Defensive Augment, Defib, Trailblazer, Deadline, Muzzle Brake 2, Post Mine, Signade, and Blue Light Stick. And then I tried Night, and I had pretty bad luck, but I did find a Wolfpack, Defib, Aphelion, Defib, Gas Mine. So basically, this is a really great strat to get all of the blueprints in the game, right? Even if you do it on a night raid, you know, you're not going to be able to get a snap hook. But you will be able to get all of the grenade blueprints, you'll be able to get all of the weapon blueprints, and all of the attachment blueprints in a single area. Pretty busted.